Hey, what's up, guys? Nice to see you again. Poop Man here. So here's that number generator I was talking about before. So what happens is you push a button, pulls down a block with a piston, does the same thing, allows the current to go through, but it pulls the block back up from the piston behind it, which could lead to some pretty cool number generation things. So it's not just like a counter, sort of. And by the way, this actually was my failed version of a counter. So woohoo, yeah, new thing. So this one I measured in binary. It's 1, 2, 4, 8. That's what I got out of that. And all the combinations that you can get out of this one with just 4 of them is 1, 3, 6, 7, 12, 13, 15, 8, 9, 11, 14, and repeats back around from 15. Now, how to make it is pretty simple. You just need to have a button with a block, redstone, piston facing up with a block on top of it, a repeater with 2 tick delay, a piston facing up with a block floating above it. Remember, there has to be an air. 2 tick delay again, another piston with a block above it, and a repeater on 4 tick delay with that block and redstone across on another piston. Now this is just a reset line, and just ignore it. And what it does is when the block's down here, the power goes through that to the next one, and then goes back around and powers this piston to pick up that block. And then you just reset it like that. Now this one over here is twice the size of this one. This one's only 4, and that one's 8. And you see how many combinations, not very many, or outputs for this one? Well, if you just double that, it actually makes it have 87 different outputs on it. Yeah, I know, that's a lot. So yeah, that's the exact same thing. Oh, I had already used it, so alright. And to get the output out of it, it's a bit more complicated. I'm not too sure if I can really explain this part that well, but I'll try my best. So it's the same thing pretty much. You have a piston right there, 2 tick delay with, is that another piston? No. Block right there with redstone onto a piston, 2 tick delay, block, redstone. And what you need on this part is a sticky piston with a torch below it, and from this block right here has to have redstone across and has to power these torches on this much delay. And so same thing as before, goes around, but this one's just a bit more extended. I'll try and let you see it. It goes around, powers this block when it pushes it down, like before. Powers this block, which then goes back around and powers this piston, and goes back around and powers this piston too. I need 2 of those just so I can keep the input going, and the other one to get the input out of it. Now this one I have, command block, but you can have something like, like that. So when it pushes the block over, yeah, and it does the same thing. This one's just a bit more squished, like in the middle. Just keep it. Same thing. Okay, so now Octavigon had like a bank system thing, and he did like he wanted a way to have what's the word? A way for people to get like random numbers or something like that, like when they log into the server, so they can have like a bank account. Well, if you use my machine with that, it actually works. So right now I have a bank score of 0. Push to get my random code. Boop. Oh, cool! I got a code of 7. I've already used it before, but it counts up, just like usual. And if I already have a code and I want to push this button, you already have your code. Oh no! Okay, so I'd have to reset my code again and push that. 12. Good job. Now it's the exact same mechanic. FYI, this is just to get rid of the scoreboard stuff. I get teleported into this tube, but first of all, what this button does is, if I have a score of 0, it teleports me into the tube. But if I have a score of 1 or above, it says you already have your code. So this constantly tests for to see if I'm inside that pillar. FYI, you don't need like the X, Y, R equals whatever stuff if you have it in this format. That's X, Y, Z, and then that's the maximum radius. Now I have output comparator right here going through this piston block into this repeater, and it needs to be this many delay, otherwise it actually skips the third number. I don't know why. It's just kind of weird. Um, and so you need this many repeaters going to a sticky piston face back out, so it just kind of cuts itself off. And this goes down, powers down here, the torches that we saw before, and it goes back around. It's same mechanic that was before, just floating in the air. Okay, and what happens right here is this one, once I get my code, I think. No, so after that piston pulls back, it teleports me up here to get my code, and then after I get it, because these what we have to do is scoreboard add in that box bank 1, 2, and then the next one is 4. You just add the binary for it, and it gives you those cool numbers. And so yeah, that has to be 4 ticks later. Teleports me back into here. And this orange line is just a reset line. You have to have a button right here, repeater going into this block, which then powers this redstone line right here. And it powers around, wait, is that? Yeah, it goes around right here and powers that block again, I think. Then goes up over here above all these with a repeater. It has to power these brown lines. So this is just how I'm doing it. And it has to go back around and power this one too. So I hope I did a good enough job of explaining it. I'll have a download of the map in the description, because it's like literally, this is like my 5th time explaining it or more, because yeah, I just have trouble explaining it. So if you guys enjoyed it, or if you want to do something with it, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more redstone or command block stuff. That's really cool. And have a nice rest of your day.